Trump does seem to be uncharacteristically and pretty swiftly backtracking on Minneapolis, although it remains to be seen how far it will go. To be clear, this is not like out of the goodness of his heart. He does not weep for Renee or for Alex. He doesn't care about that, but he can see how bad the polls are and what people are thinking about ICE and CBP these days. Here's some of the most recent data.
ICE, DHS, Kristi Noem have been a political disaster because just take a look here. I mean, ICE's net approval rating during Trump's term. You go back to term number 1. Look, it's pretty even at 0 points. You go to June 2025, right? That was when all that stuff was going on in Los Angeles. They dropped down. Look at this, minus 17 points, way in the basement. But then after Minneapolis, it's even lower, minus 27 points on the net approval rating of ICE. The popularity of ICE, of DHS has completely fallen under the second Trump term, the second Trump administration, where what we were seeing during Trump's term number 1 was, hey, ICE, DHS, pretty popular, certainly not unpopular, but all the actions in Minneapolis, in Los Angeles, in these major American cities have been very much rejected by the American people. It has been a political disaster for the second Trump administration.
Among many other disasters that are brewing at the same time. And I think you're really seeing it all over the place. It isn't just a thing of like, I know online, everybody's like complaining, these liberal white women are ruining everything because they're so mad about ICE. Like, yeah, liberal white women don't like ICE. A lot of people don't like ICE. Support for abolishing ICE is actually surging among Republicans right now. It's still not very high, but in a new YouGov poll, this is from just this is from Saturday. This is the day of the shooting, by the way. So this doesn't even include thoughts about that. So I assume it will go up. 19% of Republicans now support abolishing ICE. That's double, a little bit more than double from last year. 48% of American adults, again, almost doubling from last year. And so this really reminds me of Trump's first term. It's like they get what they want, they get to do that stuff, and the American people don't like it, which is important, and it is good to see. Along the way, ICE agents say their morale is plummeting. The hours are too long, the quotas are too high, and everybody hates them for some reason. I've noticed more and more, by the way, celebrities speaking out. I think I mentioned yesterday on the show, but one of the heads of the basketball league I watch, she did a public appearance with a sign, abolish ICE. One of my favorite wrestlers, Becky Lynch, she did this like parody video in Toronto about how she was like walking around the snow and how much she hates ICE and how it hurts everybody and stuff like that. Like, I think people are really, we had been like cowed after 2020, like, oh, you don't talk about defunding or abolishing, oh, you'll seem radical. It feels like that has gone away, destroyed in light of all that we've been seeing happening in the last few weeks. But that said, they're not done yet. They're not going away yet, although some of them might be traveling. Evidently, Donald Trump is planning on sending ICE to the Olympics in Italy for some reason. Italian government's officials originally denied, then confirmed, then denied again. A Saturday report from this Italian outlet, this has been confirmed since then, that ICE would support local law enforcement at the Winter Olympics and the Paralympics from February to March. They'll apparently be under the control of the Italians, but many Italians obviously don't want them there. And why would they be there? Like, that's not even America. It would be, I literally don't even understand this news, Elliot, but what do you make of all this?
Is it just that they've given just buckets and buckets of cash to this agency and now they don't know what to do with all of this money? So like, okay, just send them over there. I mean, that's all I can guess. It also just seems like another thing that they're throwing at the board to try to get some kind of positive reaction. And right now with this administration, like all the things that we're talking about here thus far, and we're going to talk about later, like there's just like a wheel that you can spin with this administration to find something that people are upset about. I think that reaches a fever pitch, like when you're saying when people start seeing US citizens being gunned down by this agency. So good on the Italian folks for being like, yeah, we don't want you here. Nobody wants you here. And everybody hates you. And that hate does not respect borders, which I think is kind of beautiful if you think about it.
Considering that they don't seem to either. Yeah, 100%. Well, look, there was a lot of other aspects about this. This is like a wildly quickly developing story, but we want to just give you an overview of some of what's happening and also importantly, some of what Americans are thinking about this, because especially in these particularly dark times, the last thing I want is for anyone watching this show to think they're alone in hating, what's going on, feeling depressed about what's going on. And the exact opposite is actually true. You are in very good company. Hell, even Marjorie Greene is trying to join those of us who have a problem with ICE these days.